there's a lot of manga that should probably get anime. I mean, a lot of people really want a ton of manga to just get out there, explode into the anime community with these great adaptations. And right now, I'm thinking Jagaaaaaan deserves that. Jagaaaaaan is the story of this guy, Jagaaaaaan, who's a neighborhood police officer. He lives a pretty boring and mundane life that he wishes more out of. Now, one day, some frogs just fall from the sky and turn a bunch of people into these monsters called fractured humans. Jagaaaaaan, he also turns into one, except not fully. He only gets a right arm that's a gun. Now, the reason they turn into fractured humans is the frogs respond to their desires, and Jagaaaan's was to shoot things up. Now, Jagaaaaan's girlfriend turns into one, so he has to kill her. And then he meets this little owl guy, who tells him if he collects all the frogs, including his own, meaning he has to die, he can bring one person back to life. So he decides he'll kill them all and bring his girlfriend back to life. Now, there's two things that set this manga above its contemporaries, and those are the art and the characters. Now, you're gonna pick this up. You're gonna look at that first page, and you're gonna be thinking, why does this look like if Uzumaki and Punpun had a child with fetal alcohol syndrome? Now that's going a bit far, but basically it has this off-putting and kind of uncomfortable cartoonish art style to it, that when I first started reading, I was like, I don't know if I want to read it much more if it looks like this. But you know what? I sure am glad I kept reading, because the further you get, the better that art gets. It's like comparing my preschool self-portrait to the fucking Mona Lisa. It looks exponentially better. It's awe-inspiring how just detailed and intricate it can get. At points it reminded me of something like The Climber or Vagabond, just how meticulous some of this art was. Like, there's a part where even his shoe looks better than like 95% of manga. Like, it's amazing. When you have so many things that just like, all these isekai or just many shows in general, they all look the same. Like, I can't even tell you. Something like Bunny Girl Senpai or Origaru or even Komi to a certain point. All those main girls look the same, okay? If I was just given like a pure description of their looks without actually seeing them, I couldn't name any of them with just that description. But these characters, I mean, somehow they can be both like attractive looking and the most ugly thing you've ever seen at the same time. And that just amazes me how this artist can do that. So I might get into a little bit of spoilery stuff here, so be warned. But the characters in this, they're just great. Every single important character who lasts, they're all just so well written and just enjoyable. Like, take someone like Chiharu. When you first meet him, you're probably thinking, this guy's a scumbag. I don't like him. But once you get to the later chapters, it's just like, you know what? Even though you did this messed up stuff, you're so endearing that I just have to like you. And then take someone like Robo-chan, you know? At first he's just like, oh, this guy's sad life, but he's also kind of disgusting. And then he just kind of gets more disgusting. But then once you get to like his last moments, you're just like, you know what? If you could be happy, that would be good. But at the same time, you're like, you know what? You also probably deserve to die here. But anyway, even the villains, like the Tengu guy, he's so entertaining. Just the stuff he pulls and just how it works is just great. His power, his personality, and even his backstory, all of that just works so well. And, you know, overall, these characters, like, you don't find this kind of character writing in every series, and it pulls it off. It pulls it off well. Now, why exactly, besides that, should this be an anime? Now, that's the action. Reading this stuff made me feel like I was a kid watching Dragon Ball Z for the first time. The amount of hype every time Jagaaaaaan gets some new form or new weapon or new gun or whatever, it's just insane. Every time I'm reading it, I'm just on the edge of my seat saying, oh my god, I want to see this guy shoot some things up. And you know what? he does every time, or most of the times at least. And this carries on even to the new fight. The art, the characters, just everything builds into these fights to just make them the beautiful, amazing, just perfectly flowing, just hype fest that they really are. You know what? That's one of the best parts an anime can do. So you know what? I maybe think this should get anime. Now, the one thing that's probably holding this back from getting an anime is the amount of sex and sexual violence and that kind of stuff that's happening. Now, that's not a problem with the manga, but it's not very accepted yet in anime. You do have things like Interspecies Reviewer and Redo of Healer that are kind of pushing the bar and giving you hope that something like this could one day get an anime. You know, these videos they're pretty crappy, but you know what? If you like any part of them and you want to see more of these videos from me, subscribe. You don't have to. Just do it if you want to. Watching these is enough for me. Just other people hearing my opinions is just awesome. Even if they disagree, even if they think my video is garbage. It's just awesome that there's actually people who listen to my stupid ranting. So thank you to anyone who's seen this video, and bye.